Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Vid YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. I'm your host with the most, the Bridge 258, here today to give you the match preview for tomorrow's game for Chelsea versus Newcastle, 3 p.m. St James's Park. Here we go. So, let's go start as always with the opposition team. Now, as you guys know, Newcastle had many injuries going into the international break in regards to injuries that they had. I know that, of course, Trippier was injured. Obviously, luckily for them, Bruno was still available. Bruno Guimaraes, if I may say so myself. Joelinton was still available for them. Obviously, Almiron had a slight knock. Isak was out. Wilson was out. Gordon was still available for them, of course. But they had a lot of bad injuries. Obviously, Botman's out as well, and Shaw was out. So now coming into this, at Chelsea, obviously they've been given a 2 week reprieve. So you're hoping, if you're from a Newcastle perspective, that they're going to be able to bring in their players and then hopefully have them nice and ready for the Chelsea game. Now a lot of the players are now probably set to be fit, if I'm not mistaken, from the stuff that I've heard from the Newcastle side of things. But looking at their fixtures post Chelsea, they've obviously got a big fixture in the Champions League against PSG, which is if they want to stay in the UCL, is a must-win game, and then they've got United after that. So they've got a couple of big games after that. So are they really going to risk an Isak against us? Are they going to risk guys that have just become fit? Just for against us against Chelsea currently, I don't know. I don't think so, if I'm being honest. So if that is the case, then I think we're probably going to be facing a similar weakened side, maybe 2 to 3 more. Maybe I would argue players that are back in there for the full strength, in my opinion. But yeah, again, it's not going to be something that we personally have to worry about. That's what I'm just trying to make at the end of the day. I think we're going to be facing a weakened Newcastle time when it comes down to it. So I just think it's about Chelsea making the right plays, being able to play their game against Newcastle. Now, when it comes down to Newcastle's game plan itself, we know they have the ability to play that low block football, something that we know, we've found very hard to break down, to be able to beat. We know they're very good, going forward in regards to counter attack and transition play. Whether it be obviously Anthony Gordon and Almiron when it comes down to pace. We've got some good finishers, obviously, in Isak as well. So they've got a they've got quite a good balance going forward and going backwards. Even they've got a balance midfield, of course, of Joelinton, Bruno Guimaraes, and Willock, Joe Willock, I should say. So they've got quite a bit of balance there at the end of the day. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, good goalkeeper in Pope. So it's gonna be a good competition for our players and our striker and in Jackson and Palmer, Sterling, etc. to be able to compete and see if they're able to handle and score against someone like Pope. So again, this is a very good, I would say, competition at the end of the day when it comes down to it. So hey ho, we move. But for me, that is pretty much the Newcastle side of things. Now going into the Chelsea side of things, obviously looking into the injury report, Nkuku and Lavia, I'm afraid, are still not going to be ready to be able to be on the bench at the very least for the Newcastle game. So they probably will be available for the next game, which is Brighton, which I would assume they will be ready for. So there's that one there for sure. Now moving on from that, Chukwemeka is still injured. Obviously, Fafana definitely injured. You know what I mean? He might have the boots on, but that's definitely, make sure to know that he's definitely for sure injured still. And that's pretty much the main signs out of the way. Obviously, obviously we know that, of course, Chalaba, for example, is another one where we know, of course, he's obviously still recovering after having a setback. But yeah, everyone else is pretty much available that you would want and have to be available. So again, you've got a lot of options going forward now. I'm pretty sure if you're Pochettino, you're looking at maybe continuing continuity. You want to continue this the plays that have been giving you all, continue that momentum that you had going on previously before the international break. So again, it's going to be quite an interesting competition. I know competition, I should say. I can see if Pochettino doesn't make any changes because obviously Jackson obviously can now, he's been scoring for you now, so obviously he's there. Palmer, of course, has been playing superbly. Sterling, I have to say, also has been playing superbly. So I don't think you're going to be changing that much of the front three now. Enzo and Caicedo, obviously, they've been playing internationally in South America. You know, maybe obviously you saw before that they were quite tired, and when they came back, they're not 100% fully fit. You maybe say, okay, if that's the case, Leslie, he's your chance, big man. You know what I mean? And then assess which one of the two is, the least tired, and play them alongside Leslie and Gallagher. That's obviously an option there. And in regards to the fullbacks, I'm pretty sure there's nothing else to worry about really. It could be Gusto versus Reese, but of course, Reese probably still the first option, considering where Gusto's development currently is out. In terms of centre back partnerships, again, you probably, in my opinion, looking at maybe what? Let's try out Buddy Show. This is a good game to start, but try out Buddy Show out, man. Try out Benoit Buddy Show here. You know what I'm saying? We know he's probably arguably one of our best defenders, in my opinion, if not the best, in my opinion. Him and Thiago Silva, maybe. Let's try those two out. They haven't played. They've not had in the international break. They've been training. Simple as that, really. So listen, let's have Badiashile X Thiago Silva. Let's try that out, and let's rest Disasi and Levi Colwell. Then obviously, Kukurea, do your thing. Continue to do so, man. I hope Kukurea can continue to improve upon what he's been producing for us week in, week out, and I think we'll be alright, honestly. So the team that I have, the team that I have going forward is this. Obviously, I have Sanchez in goal, Cucurella, Buddy Hill, Thiago Silva, and Malo Gusto. I would then have a pivot two of Leslie and Caicedo, and then I would have Gallagher in the 10 role, and then I would have, of course, a three of Sterling, Palmer, and Nicholas Jackson. So that's the team that I would probably be looking at to bring in and to see what we can do there. Now, in regards to the fixture itself, I think, again, this is another must-win for Chelsea, in my opinion. We need to continue to keep getting these points on the board. Again, we are not that far now from the 5th spot. And, obviously, the only other two big games in this run that we have now remaining are Brighton and Man United, which are very winnable games, in my personal opinion, going into it. So, again, when you look at this fixture, it's a very winnable fixture compared to the Newcastle side we're probably going to be facing, a weakened Newcastle side, and we need the points on the table. If we can continue to put points on the table too, we know this is now the big period where it gets a lot busier. We continue to do so week in, week out. We don't have to be facing these big teams, and we can actually be able to break down the low blocks now with Nkuku on the way, with Lavia on the way. You know what I mean? This is very key for us, again, this fixture, Newcastle. Getting 3 points against Newcastle could be very good in starting us, on that path, getting 3 points against Brighton next, then Man United, and then it's Sheffield United after that, if I'm not mistaken. So, there's clearly a trajectory there that I'm planning and seeing that, hopefully Chelsea are able to do and perform when it comes down to it. So, again, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm pretty sure many of us are looking for too. A win at Newcastle is a must for me personally. So, we move on that one still. But, yeah, man, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say here on the preview in regards to it. Again, guys, thank you again for watching. I'm literally 8 away from, obviously 1,000 subscribers. So it'd be really helpful if you guys can help me out, to help you guys out to get to 1K. Thank you very much, as always. Thanks for watching. As always, dedicate your hearts and make sure to stay blue. Thank you very much, guys.